Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. We have another Quantum on the table. 675 snapper. Customer brought me this machine. She said it was running fine and then wouldn't start. So this is the snapper model 7800604. April 2011 on the production date. So I had this thing disassembled, little bit of snot in the bowl, changed out the bowl gasket, that was all dry and crusty. So this is the same style engine we worked on yesterday with the air vane, and I gave you those part numbers for the springs, the governor spring and then the air vane spring. And this is if you want to email me any complaints. It doesn't have to be capitalized or lowercase. So the one we messed with yesterday is giving me a pain in the bottom. Had gone through this thing. The fuel started leaking. So I think we have a needle or seat issue. I didn't see it leaking from the hose, so I gotta take this thing back apart. So this thing was hard starting. I've been messing with it. Maybe starts on the 5th pull and is really weak to start. So I took the plug out, checked compression. We have very low compression on this machine. When I took the cover off to start working on this, there was no filter in it, and there was a bunch of caked up crud here. So this lady has this for her tenant, and he cuts the grass with this thing. I'm going to tell her it's weak, it's hard to start, and I'll tell her I don't know how long this thing's going to last, that he needs to use a filter, and I'll give a new filter when I send it away. So I'm hoping a little bit of sediment in this thing was the issue. Like I said, new bowl gasket. So let's put this turd back together again. It came all the way from Beach Island, South Carolina. Wonder if they're still open. A lot of these mom and pops have folded because nobody fixes this junk anymore. Okay, let me grab the tank. So guy showed up yesterday. He looked at my blower. I mentioned that. The cheap China knockoff blower. So he said he had a backpack blower and it wasn't working. His grandson put a aftermarket carb on, so it was running at very high RPMs. He took it to the local shop, and they called him after a couple days and said, hey, this carb on this blower is not the right carb. And he's like, well, I've been using it like that. It's been working. It just says high RPMs. So they charged him $42 to look at it, and it was going to be another $150 for the carburetor. It was an Echo. So I think he called it quits. I don't think he went ahead with the project. So he wanted another Echo. He thought mine was Echo just because it was orange in the pictures. So it sounds like dealers are getting a crap load of money. $42 to diagnose, and I'm charging $60 to do a lot of work, carb cleans and sharpen the blades for $60. I'm out of my mind, or I've lost my mind along the way. I just had a guy stop message me, cheapest mower, cheapest mower, cheapest mower. I said 140, so I showed him I had a baby 20. And so he looked at my other stuff, consulted with his wife. They were having a family discussion for about 10 minutes, so I just started working again while they figured it out. Then he said, "Oh, okay," and then he just split. I guess he didn't like my pricing. Well, that's fine. But he knew it was 140 from the get-go. Okay, so here we go. We're going to put this bottom screw in with the spacer. So we had a little shower. I took a nap, came back out. I guess the weather pattern for the rest of the week is calling for extreme heat, which you guys are experiencing throughout USA, and Southwest Florida is no different. Going to be hot and wet. Perfect growing conditions for grass. So I'm not complaining. Sales have been great. I've been happy. $8mm for these three, holding the tank down. When we get this on the ground to test it, I'll double check the oil. Okay. So I need my backing plate. I know I washed it, so let me put my eyes on it. Okay, I got my eyes on it. So I need a gasket. I took the gasket off of it because it was starting to disintegrate. So I got a box of various springs and gaskets. Let me grab one. Hope you guys are having a good week. I'm going to try to play it cool this week. I think last week I got a little bit too stressed not having enough inventory. People were buying like hotcakes. I'm trying to keep up with demand. But this is just a little side gig, you know. I'm a retired UPS driver of 38 years. I shouldn't be hustling it this hard. I just like working on junk on four wheels. Okay, that's the Pulsar Prime diaphragms. I don't need those today, maybe tomorrow, because I got 2 Pulsar Primes to go through. Do you like my system of mayhem? Okay, those are Pulsar Primes. Tommy put them with the other bag of pulses. I know they're in here. Okay, Pulsar Prime diaphragm there. Some keyways fell to the bottom of the box. Those are Honda gaskets. I know I have them. Okay, I think this is it. Pack of 10. It's got some Chinese writing. I think we're in business. Yeah, we're in business. That's what I'm looking for. So the part number on this carburetor gasket for Briggs & Stratton, 795629. 795629. Okay, let's get busy. I just checked radar a little while ago, and there's a big band of thunderstorms. I think it's going to go above me, north of me, but I can hear the thunder off in the distance. So I hope I have better luck with this machine than I did with that Turo. Just thinking about that Turo made me kind of kick myself in the pants. I shouldn't be taking on these off the street repairs. I think I'm trying to do too much. If I just dealt with my own junk, I could have free time in between. So I didn't do any spring work here. These were already on and in good condition. Just had a little gust of wind. Okay, so this is on. We'll throw a filter on. This is what came off of her machine. And I have the cover for that. This is 8 as well on the cover. Okay. So all we need is this but I didn't get screws. This came in without 2 screws, so I won't deal with this. I'll track a couple down, but for right now we'll just leave it off. I'll put some fuel in it. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good enough. It's covering the bottom. If you guys saw the news over the past weekend, 2 water spouts in Tampa Bay. Looked kind of cool. Glad nobody was caught up in them. Both at the same time. Okay, we'll bounce this off of my table and check the oil, and then we'll put it on some grass to check. I still got to go through the blade. One adjuster here in the front's loose. I got to attach that better, a little better to the body. Okay. Okay, let me move you back. Scrapper from Bradenton brought me 3 yesterday, 2 baby 20s it looks like, and 1 Turo. I gave 20 each for them. I think the ones are hyper tough. It looked pretty new. I'll get my 60 back out of that machine alone. The baby 20, the deck isn't so hot. If the engine works, I have nicer decks. I could pull the engine off of it. Wow, right at the top hole. So that's perfect. So we got fuel. We have auto choke, plug wires on. Let's pull this turd. You guys place your bets. I say 2 pull Annie on this 2011 crap box. Okay. Not running really smooth. So I'm going to put some more tension on the governor spring. When I moved the spring just now, it smoothed itself out. So I got a pair of pliers. I'm just going to move this tab here to the front a little bit. That might have been the attitude. So that makes up for the disastrous Turo. So I'll let this thing sit overnight, start it tomorrow, cut my neighbor's grass across the street. That's my test bed, so to speak. He's got this little battery powered mower which doesn't do crapola, so I go over there with my gas powered stuff. If it can cut his grass, it's good enough to go out the door. So, like I said, blade next, and then there's a lot of play in this adjuster here. I gotta tighten it up. Yeah, all these wheels are different adjustments, it looks like, so I gotta straighten that out. So that's all I got for you. Thanks for coming out. Another quantum day today. Snapper 2011 with a 675. I'm going to dig up a couple of screws. If I can't steal them off a dead machine, I get some drywall screws about yay long, and they seem to work pretty good because they go right into plastic right here and here. So they're Phillips heads. I'll put the serial number and model of the snapper down below, and also the 675 engine and the date of manufacture. You guys have a good day today. Appreciate you coming out. Please like and subscribe. If you need the governor and air vane numbers from yesterday, here they are. I'll also put the gasket, the air filter backing plate gasket to the carburetor is what that is. It is the 795-629. I'll put it down below so you guys can do your ordering. Okay, hasta la vista. Tip your waitress and wait staff. They're doing an awesome job. Adios, amigos.